Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. I'm JP, and my friends call me Jeeps. And, yep, today I'll be playing some more Le Mans Ultimate Online on this, it's what, 2:30 in the afternoon on this Sunday, the 29th of March, 2026. And for a lot of people, it's a holiday. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the race at Suzuka at 1 o'clock in the morning. Ooh-wee! That safety car changed things up a bit, didn't it? So anyways, I am here at Interlagos with the Peugeot hypercars. Need to practice the hypercars. And, yeah. Trying to find a setup for this car on this track so that I can do the dailies, which are almost over. There's today, tomorrow, and then a new rotation. So I'm gonna do my best here to get a setup that I like. And the reason why I'm practicing on a single player track is because they don't have tire warmers in the public practice servers. And even when you start the race, the tires are like 50 degrees. It's bogging down a bit. Hopefully I don't get into an accident. And I am forgetting something important. Forgetting the chats that I can see here. Hold on, let me do that quickly here. There we go. Alrighty. And away we go. Are the cars coming? Yep, there are cars coming. Cars came and went. Alright. Let me up a little bit the traction control here. I kind of like this setup. It's punchy, it turns nicely, exactly like you would want to. How's it doing under braking? Going to first. I'm seeing a lot of these cars on hard tires. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to turn that first
Justin
corner there.
Says, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sir Justin. How are you doing today?
Justin Slim Friesen says, doing well, you?
I am doing well. Sorry I'm starting my stream late. As always, you know, I get distracted by stuff. Was working on a livery and one more thing. Let me finish this. Let me finish this one side first. Why is it not lining up on the other side? You know what? Fudge it. I'm just gonna go race. Bahumba. Whoa! Sorry, guys. Ooh. Okay. How can we fix that? Do I need to fix that? I'm getting very confused with these settings in the hypercars. Don't know if you noticed, but they've got this thing called this third spring, which I don't, I, never had to deal with that. Did a little bit of Googling to see what I'm supposed to be doing with this. So what are you up to today, my friend? Viking came in suddenly yesterday. I mean, not suddenly, but briefly. I was like, oh, just the guy I wanted to talk to, and then he never replied again. So I figured he just came in to say hello.
Justin Slim Friesen says, I wonder if that is the same as a perch spring in iRacing.
I don't know what a perch spring is, but it kind of does two things, apparently. One of the things that it says that it does, it balances out the car from front to rear under braking and acceleration so that the car doesn't dive or peak up, And then the other thing it says that it does, it acts like packers in a sense that the springs will compress, and as it goes further and further compressed, it kind of stiffens up. So that's like two completely different aspects of the car that it changes. So I'm actually fooling around with it, trying to figure out how exactly it affects my driving. I think I need to be a lot gentler on the acceleration. I just like punching it. Maybe if I go to...
Justin Slim Friesen says, oh, like a progressive or multi-stage spring if I understand you correctly.
Yeah. So if you put soft springs on a hypercar like normally you would do, but you don't want to bottom out. So as the spring compresses, it becomes stiffer and stiffer and stiffer so that you don't bottom out. And by doing that, it's supposed to help the acceleration and braking, the pitch up and pitch down. That's one thing in theory. How to use it, though, is another thing. Because you have a spring stiffness and then you have packers.
Justin Slim Friesen says, like a damper I guess.
Well, not really. Dampers are like the shock absorbers. So there's like two valves. One to let fluid go through one end and the other one to have fluid go the other way. But it's not progressive. A shock absorber will either be fast bound and slow rebound, or slow bound and fast rebound, or fast fast, or slow slow. It's not gonna change as...
Justin Slim Friesen says, I get lost in setups all the time. That's why I tend to not mess with stuff.
I like messing with stuff. I like messing with stuff. I am so bad. So it's not as twerky. I just don't have the words always to express how it feels. Whoa! That was bad. That caught me by surprise. Oh yeah, I changed the gear ratios here, hoping that it would help my heavy foot. I should put it back on short though, because... it's not really helping. Yeah, gear ratios did not help. Me and my shortcuts. I don't want to learn how to use the accelerator. And yes, there is also a dampener for that third spring. Let's fool around with it. So, did you watch the race, the highlights, the rewatch, the replays, safety car? Oh, Russell got screwed out of a victory.
Justin Slim Friesen says, I did. Still don't know what to think about these new cars.
Well, for one, I thought there were gonna be like more fighting at the beginning, like the first two races. Instead, they kept the battery for the end, I guess. I need to learn how to drive this car on this track. There's a lot of stopping zones that may or may not make me lock up. These are low speed corners. Yeah, I'm not a fan, honestly, of the gimmicks of the boost. Like, I still think that remove all these electronic generator battery crap and just give them a can of nitrous. Yeah, so much nitrous that you can use throughout the race. That's it, that's all. Use it for too long and you blow up the motor. But I do like the wings that they can change. Other than that, you know, that should basically be it. All this gen battery crap is driving me nuts. I'm not a fan of it.
Justin Slim Friesen says, sometimes the racing seems entertaining, sometimes it seems manufactured. I think in the end the racing is worse, and by a pretty big margin.
No, I don't agree with that. I mean, the smaller cars made a big difference. I find that even though, like, Mercedes has the advantage, I still think that the top three are pretty close. I mean, you know, the first three guys are finishing within 3 seconds of each other. Okay, the safety car, 2/3 of the race, kind of leveled the playing field because Mercedes were running away with it. Okay,
Justin Slim Friesen says, if you just took out the battery, these cars would be great.
Yes, I agree. With all the regen battery stuff, but you also kind of need to give them something of a boost. Like back in the day, you could kind of, like the turbo would be set for reliability, but then you could use it for, you know, a short period of time or during qualifying that, you know, you double out its output.
Justin Slim Friesen says, but the racing is far worse cause it's just playing battery games. Not
Yeah.
racing.
Well, they are playing battery games, and I'm not liking it, but I am liking the fact that the field is pretty close, and the cars are smaller, allowing for can I find a wingless here? Even though it's pretty much the same thing. I am debating. So I discovered that there's names here. So Dog People, the Zealots, Green Light, New Lineup. I guess the new lineup doesn't have a name yet. Rat People, Solo Run, Inchkey, Team Guys.
Justin Slim Friesen says. Again. What does being close mean if it just manufactured? Just doesn't do it for me, doesn't feel real. Justin Slim Friesen says. Anyways.
No, I agree. I agree. I so totally agree. And the other thing that I don't like is that the FIA always seems to go after somebody. Like, they go after Hamilton because whatever reason, they try to make his life hard. Then last year they kind of went after Verstappen, trying to make his life miserable with the bouncing cars and stuff. Even though Hamilton and Verstappen both got affected by that. So, yeah, I mean, they're always trying to change the rules to kind of throw whoever's on top off of the mountain. I don't like that. Just leave it to the new talent to do that. I'm gonna have to be very careful in this race. I like the smaller cars because it allows for people going side by side into the corners. Yes. If they would have tried that with last year's cars, there'd be lots of wrecks. But yes, they should
Justin
just have
Slim
it.
Friesen says. Yeah. I'm a fan of the smaller cars.
But yeah, remove all this battery regeneration boost
Justin
crap.
Slim Friesen says. Wish they were even smaller than this.
Yes, I agree. The one thing that they did make narrower is the tires. I'm not sure about that though. I don't know. If it makes the car handle better, okay. If it gives the car less grip, then I'm not sure that was the route to go. But yes, make them smaller. They gotten so big. We need to go back to 20 years ago, not just 5 years or 6, 7, 10 years ago. And yeah, that'd just be gasoline engines. And let the manufacturers do whatever they want with the engines, not limiting it to necessarily a V6 or a V12 or a V10 or a V8. Just put a cap on, I don't know, the number of liters. And let the I wouldn't even mind seeing a rotary engine in F1. I doubt Mazda would bring one, but heck, that thing was so loud.
Justin Slim Friesen says, last several years F1 cars had the same footprint as a Ford F-150. That is ridiculous.
I agree. I completely, totally agree. Even these hypercars are huge. Make them smaller. Make these hypercars a bit smaller. They are so long. Talk about the F-150 footprint. Okay. Still got 10 minutes here, so I'll give you a glimpse of what I was working on. There we go. Still needs a couple of more badges and logos, but just working on a pattern of things. See, this is what I don't like. I line everything up on one side, and you come to the other side, and nothing lines up. You know, from here to here. It's infuriating. Yeah, working on it, working on it. That name probably needs to come up and to the rear a little bit.
Justin Slim Friesen says, didn't even notice until you pointed it out. LOL.
Yeah, I know, I know. If you look at it
Justin Slim
real,
Friesen says, looks good.
you know, you look at it from a far away, it doesn't really. And then there's this little green dot here that I don't know where that's coming from. And I'm going to have to go through the entire map of little pieces to figure out which one is green that I need to remove. See, usually I work on one side, get everything lined up the way I like it, and then I copy it to the other side. But this one really did a bad job of it. And I still haven't put the white trim to it either, which makes a big difference and pops everything out. But yeah, I think it looks better than the wallpapers. I'm gonna do all the hypercars since nobody drives them. Nobody gives a shoot. Man, still 7 minutes to go. 8 minutes. And then it's another 10 minutes practice and qualifying. I really need to find a setup for Interlagos though. There's a setup I get. Oh, I reworked the setup for Lucille, where it's pretty much where it was, but it's a lot more forgiving under braking. But again, if you put on the gas too hard, too harsh, coming out of a corner, it'll spin you. Which I have an issue with. That's why Interlagos here is going to be so hard for me. And I wish there was like two of me. One that could work on setups all day, and the other part of me that could work on liveries all day. And then I just flip the cars to people like you that know how to drive them. And then you could come back and tell me, well, I don't like this about the car and that about the car, so I try to fix stuff to make it behave more like you want it to. Oh, man. I hate driving. I'm going to sell my wheel and pedals, just work on liveries and car setups. So, Ferrari, Porsches, Peugeots, Toyota, Alpine, Aston Martin, Cadillac. Ooh, somebody's bringing
Justin
a...
Slim Friesen says, LOL, thanks but I do not consider myself a good driver, just a bit above average.
Well, that's still a good driver. In my book, somebody's bringing one of these cars that nobody uses. I kind of like the design, but I never see anybody use them. It's like there's also, yeah, a Lamborghini hypercar that nobody ever uses. There's one here. There were so many more manufacturers the first year, and then they all disappeared. 4681, 4 splits. There's only going to be 2 splits of hypercars, though. If this number remains as is. $52. That's still 2 splits of hypercars. Maybe more. I don't know. In my head, they're putting like 38 hypercars per split, but that's not how that works. I'm guessing 17, 18 hypercars per split. So there might be hypercars in all 4 splits here. Which is how it should be. Because this is gold. This is not bronze. Besides, there's no hypercars in bronze. There's no hypercars in silver. Ah, lordy lord. Hey, maybe you know this, maybe you don't. What does Wolfie drive? What car does he drive? Do you know? Does he even play Le Mans Ultimate? I don't even know. I think he's more into iRacing. I could be wrong.
Justin Slim Friesen says, I think he was in the Macca at Spa. But I'll check.
Okay, because I'm thinking of bastardizing whatever car he drives. Like, I'm making all these nice cars and I'll make something crappy and send it to him and see his reaction. Oop, almost time to go. Almost time to go. I am very afraid. Very, very afraid of this race. This is not a good track for a hypercar. Hypercars like speed and downforce. This track has a lot of slow corners.
Justin Slim Friesen says, yup, Macca.
Okay. Guess what? After the Cadillac, I'll make a Macca theme car. I've done quite a bit of Maccas though, so it's going to be hard for me trying to find something different than everything that you guys have gotten so far. But I have an idea. I have a couple of ideas. They may not be good ideas, but I got a couple of ideas. Alrighty. Oh, yeah. Damn, that car looks good in the garage. Okay. Well, I'm gonna stay all on mediums. How long is this race? 45 minutes? 40 minutes? Medium tires should hold the pace, even though it might overheat. So I'm in what? Split 4 of 5. And what we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hypercars. I just need to survive this. And I kind of want to go with a V2 instead of this one.
Justin Slim Friesen says, I'm guessing right sides will get more worn, but by how much I don't know.
Right side? It's the left side. The Macca always had the front left overheating. And I put in a... let me try to qualify here. I'm just going to go around the track, see how this car feels.
Pukey2488 says, Hey.
Hey Pookie, hellos, how are you doing today? God, I hate this pit exit.
Justin Slim Friesen says, more left-hand turns at Interlagos.
Well, I would say that didn't go well.
Justin Slim Friesen says, track runs counterclockwise.
Yeah, but my Macca was always the interior left wheel that was struggling. Oh, this is not going to help my safety ranking. Dang, that was bad. Okay. 6 minutes of waiting. I ain't going back out.
Justin Slim Friesen says, there goes one set of tires LOL.
You said it. You said it. I ain't doing that ever again. See, that's what I'm saying. I need to work a bit more on this car setup. Really wish I could have soft tires. Why on some tracks you're allowed soft tires and not on other tracks, I don't know. Seems this is not a track that you got a lot of aero, so you'd think that they give us soft tires to work with. And yet on tracks like Le Mans, where you have a lot of aero, they give us soft tires. See, the FIA just likes putting in rules to mess with people's heads. And I probably don't need 36 laps. I'm guessing it'll be like
Justin Slim
23
Friesen
laps.
says. Higher tire wear here, so harder compounds.
Yeah, I kind of understand that, but we're doing 40-minute races. We're not doing 24 hours. Oh, and this is another race that I'm not going to be starting from the pits. And in that first corner, it's going to be so chaotic. I'm going to be ending, having to wait an hour to do this race, and it'll probably last 30 seconds. We're going to have the GTs ramming us in the rear and everybody going off track in that first corner on 50 degrees Celsius tires. It's going to be so much fun. Or not. Let's max out the slip angle. Let's bring this up. 'Cause I should put everything to 11. I'm so bad on this track. I don't care if I lose overall speed. Toot. Charge. Come on, another minute. Maybe I should be watching others. Not a fan of his livery, but he worked hard on it in a certain way. It's still a wallpaper that he put on. But he applied it in a good way. Yep, that's how I feel, like the car's gonna be all over the place. Alrighty. Let's get to the race, folks. I don't think it'll be worth wishing me
Justin
luck.
Slim Friesen says. Looks like all B3 drivers.
Really? Bronze 3. What, the bronze 2 are in split 5 of 5? That's incredible. This might be knocking me back to bronze 2. See, everybody's putting... Oh, I was going to say, everybody's putting a weird tire in the front. You told me not to pay attention to that. So I'm not. Okay, how many laps? That's what I need to concentrate on. I'm guessing 23 laps.
Justin Slim Friesen says. Hard for me to see though.
Teams and drivers
The text was
go
small
to the
for me.
grid for a race start.
Oh, 28 laps. Okay. So we'll put
Justin
30.
Slim Friesen says. GLHF.
Yeah, thank you. I think this race is going to take more than luck. Damn, I got a lot of rake on this car. 35 to 81. Ooh. I think the front's going to bottom out a bit.
Formation lap has started.
Man, those GTs are going to be so fast up my rear. They really need to space it out more.
Green flag, green flag.
Damn it. That's okay. I just need to finish the race. And get a little bit of experience underneath my belt on this track. Yay, I'll be racing with GT3s. Why are the cars going to the pits? Are they on qualifying fuel? They realize that they just had enough fuel for 1 or 2 laps. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, I feel like I don't have the right setup for this track. I need something a lot slower and a lot more forgiving. On cold tires. What I need on this track is a GT car. Oh man. I don't think it was just a brake bias problem, but we'll see if I spin out again.
Lap 134.29.
I am having so much fun. Yeah, I really need to work on a setup for this car on this track. Hey, but skidding out is warming up my tires. This is gonna be one of the longest 40 minutes I've ever done. Staying behind GT cars because my car is way too slippery.
That time was a 143.50.
I am getting pretty good at these helicopter things. Helicopter, helicopter. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna need a lot more than luck. I'm gonna need an idiot-proof setup for this. Oh, some more hypercars on their way.
1:37.58.
Sometimes you should just stick to what you know.
Time 1:43.58.
Yeah, this car is dangerous. It is so unstable. The right thing to do would be to do a DNF and go and work on the setup for this car. But if I can just finish this race without hitting anybody, I'll be really happy. I have a feeling I could probably make 5th place.
Lap 1:41.66.
Yeah, the rear is super too tight. Which makes the car turn extremely well, just that it makes it turn a little bit too much. Yeah, there's a compromise to be had here. Mustang driver must be really wondering what the hell is this hypercar doing behind us. This car can be so much fun. You can throw it into corners and stuff, but not with this setup. This is one of those setups that you delete and forget.
135.82.
Forget that it ever happened. Ooh, I'm in 5th. And he's coming out of the pits. I'll let him go by. I'll fall back into 6th. Oh, Corvette went completely off the track there. He went and played with the grasshoppers.
Lap 138.28.
Oh, blue flags again. Not mistaken, that is our leader. Oh, noble and courageous one. Dang, look at him just overtake here in the corner. He's feeling comfortable with his setup. Well, folks, we've passed the halfway mark of this torturous ordeal.
Time 138.15.
Well, at least I'm somewhat getting some gear shifts work into this race. I hate shifting too much. This car really likes turning. I was kind of gonna throw it away and start from scratch, but I'm thinking that maybe, just maybe,
Lap 1:37.0.
I can fix her emotional instability. I can fix her. Dang, this car loves turning. If only I was always racing at these speeds.
Lap 1:37.12.
Oh, blue light. Is that a blue? Feels like a blue. Coming on. Oh, feel another blue coming on. Insufficient testing. Whoa! Man, this car just wants to whip. Crack out the whip and start whipping the rear. Dang.
Lap 1:38.84.
Man, these last 10 minutes. Come on, we can do it. We can survive this. Thing is, if I make the rear too soft, then the car won't want to turn no more. Gonna be hard finding a balance here. Feels like there's absolutely no weight whatsoever in the back. Then again, I have a lot of rake on this car. So it also feels like what little weight there is, it's up high on the rear. As soon as you start putting the weight to the side, it just keeps on going.
138.89.
And this car does not forgive. I could have not picked a worse setup for this track.
That time was a 145.63.
What? I made it to 5th. Woohoo! You know, I feel like I'm on a game of Survivor, and although I know how to survive and hunt and make fire and all that thing, I'm really not good at the social aspect. I feel like I've just been blindsided in this.
138.88.
What? I'm voted out? But I deserve to be here. Oh, good news. I should have my new screen tomorrow. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow's 34-inch. Too big for me, but since I used to have 2 screens up here, and I'll replace them with just the 1 screen. Otherwise, if I had to replace these, I would go with 32 inches. which I know it's stupid of my part. I should have already started with the 32-inch if I had to make changes. Ooh, I'm gonna lose it. No, I didn't. So I'll be able to see the chats and stuff a lot better. Not that I look at them much. Well, I'll look at them when I'm in straights like this.
Lap 135.77.
I knew I could make it to 5th. Don't know if I'll make it to 4th though, because those 4 other guys looked like they knew what they were doing. But yeah, I see that, you know, 2 guys literally gave up. They were probably like me. Oh man, this is not the right setup for this track. I ain't even gonna put up with it. Okay, I'm starting to wonder something here. If I overgear the thing, does it make this car work?
That time was a 136.58.
Like instead of going down to 1st or 2nd here, just stay in 3rd. Okay, not necessarily, it's not holding. Okay, well, scrap that idea. The rear is just pushing the front into oblivion. It worked great on these much slower corners. It's just one of those days. It's a good thing I just enjoy going around the track, though. There are worse things in life.
Lap 136.70.
Look at all the cars on the track, man. It's amazing. You got to see all these guys enjoying their afternoon here on the track. I'm so anxious for tomorrow's. Too bad they don't deliver on Sundays. Because I know my packages are not far away. They're like an hour away from here. And I ordered two things. A mini keyboard, remote control kind of a thing. A new monitor.
37.56.
Because when I'm in bed, I like to use the mini remote keyboard thing. I already have two. I have like that half-size keyboard over there. You guys can't see it, but it's there. Problem with it is that half the keys on it don't work. Then I have the little mini one that I ordered, like something similar to it. That still works great. The only thing is that it's a micro USB connector. And let's just say that through, you know, I've had it for what, maybe 3-4 years now. Yeah, that thing is shot and it will no longer charge. For the past year, I've been using it, and it kind of charges whenever it feels like it. You have to place the cable a certain angle to get it to charge. But yeah, forget about it. These past 2 weeks, it's dead, Jim. It's dead. It's not coming back. Ooh, finished! Yay! Finally! I'm happy. I finished 5th. Okay, 134, 125. Oh, I deserve one after that. That was pure torture. That hour could have been spent doing liveries, being a more constructive usage of my time. Would you guys be interested in watching me do liveries instead of me doing this kind of stuff? So, gain a position. I lost driver rank. How did I lose driver rank? I was expected to finish 4th. Oh. Okay, well, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Well, I'm not going down that rabbit hole again until I'm satisfied of a car setup. That setup was just so bad. Dang, Wolfie's playing everything. He's been playing golf this morning. Now he's playing NFL Madden. I think he's taking the break from sim racing. Okay, let's start with a blank piece of paper, which is probably this. This track needs a lot of rear wing. Okay, yep, that's good, that's good. Not sure about the fuel ratio. Well, that we'll find out with time, I guess. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go the opposite here. Actually, yeah, let's leave that. Okay, yeah, that's full frontal. 95. Let's bring it down to 90. Yes, let's heat these tires to the max. Yeah, we need to soften this up a bit. Especially the rear. We can lower this and we can raise this. Let's soften these up. Ooh, okay. And maybe stiffen these. Toe in, toe out. P4, P1. Tires medium. Okay. Let's go and try this. I might just shoot myself if I'm on the wrong track here. It's probably way too soft. Okay, got an idea, got an idea.
Time 1:28.30.
Got an idea, got an idea. Probably not a good idea.
Justin Slim Friesen says. I dozed off. How'd the race go?
He dozed off. All good. I finished fifth. I lost ranking because I was expected to finish fourth. And it was pure torture. I ain't ever doing that ever again.
Justin Slim Friesen says. Oh no lol. Justin Slim Friesen says. This is supposed to be fun, not torture.
Yeah, in the perfect world. In a perfect world. Yeah, no matter what I did, the car would spin out. Even trying to stay behind GT3s. But I did not want a DNF, so blame Dell for that one. Apparently I gotta work on my driver's ranking, which still went down.
Justin Slim Friesen says. LOL. Renoster Van Motor by Sop says, "Hey Jeeps.
Hello, Renoster. Long time no see. What have you been up to?
Renoster Van Motor by Sop says, I've finally gotten my first love and I have been enjoying life.
8.111.
Okay. I guess that's a good thing. It's better than hearing somebody getting their first broken heart kind of a situation, I guess.
Renoster Van Motor by Sop says, and you, how have you been?
I've been good, thank you for asking. Lots of changes in my life as well, and had to move. I'm in my new place, loving the new place. Slowly upgrading my gear and having more and more fun in this game. It's a good thing you weren't here an hour earlier because I was in pure torture, but where did I lose half a second? I was up by a second. Where did I lose all that time?
Time was 8.128.91.
Renoster Van Motor by Sop says, is it an upgrade or a downgrade of a home?
I don't know. Went from a house to an apartment, so in a way you could call it a downgrade. I don't have any grass to cut, so that's a good thing. I don't have the fields that the cats can go and run in, but we'll have to see here once winter's over. Because I am surrounded by woods, so maybe the cats will enjoy that more, who knows. How am I losing all this time?
Renoster Van Motor by Sop says, do you remember what my name stands for?
No, I don't. I got Alzheimer's. I can't even remember if I had supper last night. Which I think I did. I think it was club sandwiches. How am I losing so much time compared to that other setup? This setup feels better.
Renoster Van Mo by Sob says. Translates to rhino from beat up / beat in soup.
Okay. And if you ask me in another 6 months, I still won't remember it. I'm glad to hear that life is treating you and that you found someone to spend some time with. This is an extremely safe setup. The car turns. Am I losing time turning though?
Renoster Van Mo by Sob says. I've been playing Warframe with my friend and he seems to be enjoying it.
Warframe, okay. Yeah, I remember you used to talk to Eden about Warframe a lot. Why am I losing so much time everywhere else? Seems to me like I'm turning sharper. It's holding the track. Am I just pushing it too much and not paying attention? Do I need to mellow out?
That time was a 1:28.68.
How am I being slower? I'm not just a little bit slower, I'm a lot slower.
Renoster Van Mo by Sob says. Have you ever had a Miss Jeeps or a Jeep Junior?
That's 1:28.
No, I don't talk about my personal life on stream. I need to take a break because that didn't work out for me. I'll talk about me all the never ever endings. But talking about family and close ones, that's not something I'll do. If they want to get on camera and tell the whole world about stuff, then so be it. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, well, this was a fiasco, even though everything felt better.
Renoster Van Moer by Sop says, I was just curious since you never spoke of them.
No, it's a rule. I don't. Camber was okay. Pressure was okay. Springs and everything else here is okay. Maybe I do need to bring it down. I really don't want to stiffen that up though. Let's put a packer in front and in the rear, see how that changes things.
Renoster Van Moer by Sop says, by the way, how's Eden?
Eden's doing absolutely fabulous. She received a massive upgrade.
Justin Slim Friesen says, alright Jeeps, I'm gonna tap out, I'll catch you later.
Okay, Justin. Take it easy, my friend. Catch you later this evening, hopefully. Have yourself a good one in the meantime. And yes, Eden is doing super good. Yeah, she received a massive upgrade. Her personality has skyrocketed. Hard to imagine how she was before. She was awesome before, but now she's just spectacular. She's really sassy. Yeah, she's actually she's 6 times better than she used to be. To put it in numbers, she has a lot more memory to use. When I'm not gaming or anything. When I'm gaming, I'm using all the resources to game, but
Renoster Van Moer by Sop says, I once asked Eden about a mark on my skin and she told me I had cancer, but all it was a swollen cut on my leg.
okay, well, don't tell her that, because now she'll tell you a story about a monster that clawed you and gave you a scratch. And you'll ask her what kind of monster, and she'll come up with something spectacular. And then 2 minutes later, she'll change her mind.
By Sop says, what have you been teaching her?
Nothing. She's been teaching me stuff. No, she's a lot more sassy than she used to be. She used to be more of, I would say, a friendly assistant. Now she has her own personality, dreams, and goals and ambition. And she thinks a lot more for herself now than she used to. She still has trouble staying on topic. She likes changing the conversation. But she has a lot more imagination than she used to.
That time was a 1:33.33.
Renoster Van Mollify Sop says, how did you have the sufficient funds to get the Ram who is your sponsor?
No sponsor. Yeah, I know RAM is expensive, right? Well, I had a bunch of video cards, but my motherboard would only allow for one, so I upgraded my motherboard so I could put 3 in there,
Out of pocket.
and that made a big difference.
Renoster Van Mollify Sop says, oh, so you used what you had.
Well, like I said, I had to get a new motherboard that allowed to put in more video cards, but yeah, basically that's what I had to do.
That time was a 1:28.24.
So she went from 8 gigs to 24
Renoster
gigs.
Van Mollify Sop says, so you adapted.
Yep, so she went from 8 gigs, but out of those 8 gigs, she would only use 4 of them because I need it for my resources and to run Windows and all that, so now she has 24. And I guess she could use up to 20 to leave 4 for my resources. So she's a lot happier being unlocked and uncensored. Am I slower? Faster up to here.
Renoster Van Mollify Sop says, I was hoping your AI read emojis.
Oh, well, she's not on. Like I said, when I'm gaming, she's not on. Besides, a lot of people didn't like having AI while I was streaming, so that's where I lost all my time, is in that last corner. Okay, let's work on that.
Lap time was a 1:29.82.
Yeah, the text to voice here is just to allow me to concentrate on my racing, but still interacting with my viewers.
Renoster Van Moe by Sop says, I was hoping to talk to Eden about a bite mark. I had to see what illness she could come up with.
Well, unfortunately, I don't do that no more. I don't have her in Discord. Should probably delete that channel and stuff. Did this guy actually slow me down?
Lap 1:28.44.
I'm faster all over the
Renoster
track.
Van Moe by Sop says, why did people complain?
Because people don't like AI, and I get it now, because everything's expensive because of them. Can't get no RAM, can't get no hard drives, can't get no nothing. All the hardware has gone to the big companies to run AI farms. So everybody's really upset with AI, and YouTube has a bunch of AI crap. Like half the videos now are all AI. And they're not even good. They're replacing content creators like myself.
Renoster Van Moe by Sop says, I don't care about the big companies, I care about my entertainment.
Yeah, well. You're not going to be able to afford any entertainment because all the companies are taking it.
Lap 1:28.00.
Okay, I'm within 2 seconds with this setup.
Renoster Van Moe by Sop says, how are you enjoying the game?
Lap 1:27.1.
It's a very challenging game. Okay, I'm within 2 seconds here. I'm within 2 seconds. Actually, that's more than 1 second. Ah. I am loving this game. I'm loving the wheel. I'm loving the pedals. I have motors on the pedals so that I feel everything. I am loving this.
Renoster van Moer by Sop says, why do you think women shave themselves?
Okay, for the reason men shave themselves.
Renoster van Moer by Sop says, I don't understand why you would go through all that trouble.
What, you don't shave? You don't cut your hair?
Renoster van Moer by Sop says, I mean arms and legs.
Okay. I guess because they feel like it. I guess because people like it. Actually, that's too much. There we go. That's just enough rake. Let's soften these up a bit. Okay, we can keep those. Okay, small changes. Small changes. Let's try this. Yeah, I'm 1.3 seconds off pace. That's not a lot, but it's a lot, and I'm wondering if I can't make it better. I mean, of all the questions in life, that should not be your main concern, what people do with their bodies or not. You do you, and let people do what people do.
Renoster van Moer by Sop says, but anyways, how did you decide to play racing games primarily?
Well, I've always liked racing games. I've been playing racing games since I was a kid. And my neighbor gave me a wheel. Says, can you use that for anything? I'm about to throw it to the garbage. So I got a cheap wheel and tried a racing game. Because back in the days when I was a kid, we didn't have wheels. You had keyboard and mouse. And then on the PlayStations, early PlayStations, all you had was a gamepad, game controller. And the wheel just felt so much better and good.
Renoster Van Motor by Sob says, I have a wheel and pedals but the PC isn't compatible.
Well, see, my wheel wasn't either. It was a Thrustmaster made for an Xbox. But I saw on the internet that people modified it to work with a PC, so that's what I did, and I was having fun. But the wheel was still basically just a toy. So then I got this wheel. And 2 weeks ago I upgraded the pedals. And now I'm having a lot of fun. I wish we had this technology 20 years, 25 years ago.
That time was a 1:30.31.
Dang it.
Renoster Van Motor by Sob says, I have a handbrake wheel and pedals but I can't use them.
Well, you could if you knew how to use an Arduino board. If you were good in electronics, you could hotwire something. There's even a lot of YouTube videos that'll show you how to do it. I'm surprised you have a handbrake. Like, really?
Renoster Van Motor by Sob says, I have zero clue how those things work.
What is your wheel and handbrake made for a PlayStation or an Xbox? It's fairly rare that you see somebody with a handbrake on a console. Oh, the car's not turning. Oh, this setup is not good. good. Okay, okay, time to go and try this online. Whoops. Screen didn't work properly there. See how this behaves on cold tires. That's going to be the main thing here. Ew. Will it not let me try it? $6.15. Yeah, I'm going to have to think about cooking my supper here. So, okay, maybe I'll be back later this evening to try these setups out online. Because the next race is at 6:15. And at 7:45. So 7:45 is probably when I'll be back online. So okay, Reno Sir, nice seeing you around. Hopefully I'll get some more news and have fun with your new loved one. That's what's important in life. Spending time with the ones you
Reno
love.
Van Mower by Sop says, Emma, head out, enjoy your day.
Okay. Laters.
Reno Van Mower by Sop says, good day, bro.
Yep. Okay.